I'll take it away. Welcome. We're glad that you've joined us today. In the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to be running through what we think is an intriguing income option for you. Maybe you are new to this, or maybe it's the first time you've heard about Young Living and their income options, an option, or maybe you've just been in love with the Young Living products for a while and thought that you might check out the income option, how it all works. So let's start at the beginning by introducing ourselves. This is Kim.
Oops, I don't know where the music came from. So who are we? As Amanda said, I'm Kim, a mum of two girls. That's them there, Tegan and Caitlin. And I actually got introduced to Young Living by my mother-in-law. And at the time, it was because of the great products. I actually wanted something to use during the birth of my eldest daughter to, relax me and calm me during labour. But I also was, interested in things that I could use with my children when they were like babies and toddlers, and even when they were growing up, for things like sleep, and if they were feeling anxious, the big emotions, their behaviour, all the things that they don't tell you about, or you don't get a parent's handbook when they're born. Like I wanted, something to help me as a mum. And I just, started using the products and I fell in love with them. And I didn't know anything about the income option for probably the first few years. I just used the products and loved them. And then when someone actually shared the income potential with me by actually telling me about the income disclosure statement, which we've got a link on the screen there, youngliving.com/IDS. That's when I actually got a bit curious, because I was like, what? They're making how much money? And my ears also pricked up when I heard about the overseas incentive trips, because, who doesn't want an overseas holiday?
Yeah, and how good are those incentive trips? So this is me. This is my family. I'm a uni student, mother of two children, and a beautiful husband there, Sam. And a dear friend, back when my daughter there, that's 9, was in prep, invited me to a hormones class that actually you took, Kim. And I was like, holy moly, I thought that I was doing so well for my family and buying all the beautiful, organically labelled, greenwashed green and environmental products in the supermarket. And I was like, boy, I just didn't know then what I know now about chemicals and chemical use. And just looking after like the family and the environment. Wow, I was just totally blindsided at the time. So I'm forever grateful for that invite from my girlfriend to that class, and welcomed into this community full of knowledge with us. I absolutely love sharing wellness and seeing friends and family like feel better, and finding new friends and providing healthier options for them. And also it looks after our beautiful, precious earth. Like similar to Kim at the start, I just loved on the products, and I just loved the feeling of feeling so much better and healthier, more knowledgeable. Wow, like knowledge has just come tenfold in 3-4 years. And I just want people all around us to feel better as well. So I just love telling people how good I feel, like you would tell your friends about a cool restaurant that you'd been to, or like an awesome place that you stayed at. Like you tell people about stuff that you love. So, and then the next thing you know, you're being like, your products are being paid for. So that's where I got into Young Living.
So who is Young Living? Basically, Young Living's a health and wellness company who specialise in top grade essential oils and all natural products that are enhanced with essential oils. They've actually been around for 27 years, and in the last year they became a $2.2 billion a year company. But the thing that I loved is that they actually put purpose above profit. So by looking after their customers and their members, they also have, they make products for their members. They're not just about making a profit and, being listed on the stock exchange or anything like that. Have an amazing foundation that gives back to communities, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. And Young Living's actual mission is to get Young Living oils and non-toxic products into every home around the world. It's a pretty big mission, but who wouldn't want to be a part of, a worldwide movement of passionate people who are actually wanting to get rid of the chemicals, that do damage and things like that. So, people in this company really care about the environment and they're passionate about it. And so, that's why we do and share what we, share.
Exactly. And that's what I share it for too, is because of the poor environment. And studying what I'm studying now is just all about the Indigenous world views and the land, all about the land. And so are you open to simply switching out harmful chemicals in your home, or have you thought about how these chemicals might be affecting the health of the family? Maybe you just don't know where to start. And well, that's where we come in, Kim and I. And all our community around us. We will be your guide on this journey. And after all who has the time to research and read millions of labels in the supermarket, that was me. I was always flipping them over and I didn't really know what I was looking for. So that's what's called greenwashing products, and they aren't much healthier, and the non-green ones. So this is why we love it.
So you might actually be wondering what makes Young Living products different, and why can't I just go down to the health food shop or the supermarket or whatever and pick up an essential oil? Why would I buy it from Young Living? It comes down to these three words: seed to seal. It's kind of like the quality assurance process, where they ensure that every ingredient in all of their products that they're sourcing, not just their essential oils, but all the other ingredients as well, are free from nasty chemicals. So that's from the time before the actual seeds are planted in the ground, in the soil, right through to the time the lid is sealed and the product is sold to you. There's no nasty chemicals come in contact with these products. They've got a rigorous scientific testing facility where they test all of their products, and really high standards that they make their suppliers, their own farms as well as their suppliers, adhere to. So all this means that you can actually trust their products and know that they're not just greenwashing us into believing that they're all natural and good.
And in every bottle, they really do contain what the label says. Like if you buy a bottle of lemon oil, it only contains lemon oil squeezed from the rind of the 75 lemons. And if you buy Young Living lavender, it's fruity, the English lavender, not a hybrid called lavandin, which is most essential oils companies use. And the 15 mil peppermint has 4.5 kilograms of peppermint leaves. My gosh, that is so many peppermint leaves, so strong. We don't want anyone else to settle for mystery oils that you have no idea what's really inside the bottle. So you get what you've got on the label.
So this was me when I was pregnant, and as Amanda mentioned before, what if you tried a product and you absolutely fell in love with it? Would you tell anyone? I sure did. Look at my fringe. Oh my goodness. And what if the person that you told fell in love with the products? Would they tell anyone? Have you ever fallen in love with a product and told someone about it? So take, for example, a show on Netflix. Like I absolutely fell in love with that Firefly Lane that was on just recently.
Oh, so good.
I told everybody. Or maybe you've watched a movie lately that you really love and you've told people about it. Or have you ever recommended a restaurant? I know I recommend cafes all the time, particularly when I run into tourists around where I live, and they say to me, "Where's good to eat?" And I'm always telling them, those places, Netflix don't pay me, the movie cinemas and places don't pay me, the cafe doesn't pay me. Well, that's kind of exactly what happened to me with Young Living. My mother-in-law told me about some essential oils that she was in love with, and she thought they'd help me during my home birth. So I got her to order me some. I fell in love with what they did for my family's health in such a big way. So then I told some of my friends. I told my friends at breastfeeding group, at play group, preschool, school, my yoga class, my hairdresser, my neighbours, you name it. I was pretty well a walking essential oil shop. Oils all over me. Everyone always commented on how amazing I smelled or how good my skin looked or, whatever it was. And I was saying to them, it's this. I wasn't selling or anything. I was just sharing something that I loved. And then they tried them, they got them, then they started sharing with their friends and their neighbours and their yoga teacher and their hairdresser. Anyway, you get the picture.
Yeah. And what if you started getting paid for loving the products and telling people about them? What would you do with it? What would you do with an extra $100 a month, or 200 or 500 or 1,000 a month? What would you do with it? Like, what difference could it make to your family? And could you buy? Many young people use their extra money to buy their products on a monthly basis. And that's exactly where I started. I was like, sweet, this is pretty, this is awesome. But just by sharing what I love, I'm also getting my products paid for, and so on and so on. And that you can pay off your credit card, or you could just buy healthy or organic food at the supermarket or the markets. And what could you do with an extra $1,000 a month now? Yeah, so that's where we're going.
So the Young Living option, like the income option that we're referring to, is what's known as network marketing. That simply means sharing something you use and love with your network. So your networks are your friends or your neighbours or your hairdresser, the people that you know, okay? So networking is not for everybody, and maybe it's not for you, and that's okay. Maybe you've already checked out and you're no longer on our webinar, and that's okay. It's actually not even for most people right now. But maybe you're thinking it is for you, and that's okay too. Maybe the time isn't right, but it might be right for you in the future. So isn't it worth just watching the 20 minutes or so that this webinar will go for to find out if it is for you, or maybe it might be for you or someone else that you know in the future?
There are really only 3 things we do in network marketing. We use and we love and fall in love with the products. We recommend the products. And when you fall in love with the products, you tell people, like we've already said, like a restaurant or a cool bar that you've been to. And what if you actually start getting paid for telling people about the products that you love and getting paid for the people that you tell about the products telling other people? Well, that's exactly how this business works. Young Living people pays people to recommend the products that they love to other people. You invite people to take a look, and that's exactly what we're doing now. We've invited you to take a look at no pressure to buy or anything, just wanted a chance to show you how all this network marketing and Young Living actually work. So step number 1 is to try the products if you haven't already, and then if you love them, then you move on to step number 2. You recommend it and you share it with people. You need to be genuine. You have to share what you love. We wouldn't want you to be promoting something that you don't like. So no one promotes anything that they don't like, that or you've never tried. And once you share it with other people, you'd be surprised at who then share it, and the ripple effect goes on. So anyone can start sharing from day 1. You don't need to know anything or have any formal qualifications. You just need to like the products that you are sharing with other people, so you can let them know what you like and why.
So network marketing is a lot of people doing a little bit each. So in traditional sales businesses, so say you sold shoes, and so you might have 100 shops with or maybe you have one shop and there's 100 salespeople at your shop. And in order to make $100,000 a month, you need 100 people to actually be selling $1,000 worth of shoes a month. Okay, or maybe you own a coffee shop, and in order to make your 100,000, you need 100 of your cafe people selling $1,000 worth of coffees a month, or maybe have 100 little outlets, like 100 little coffee vans around the place selling $1,000 a month. But the thing about network marketing is actually flipped around the other way. So instead of the 100 people selling 1,000, so they've got to sell a lot of stuff to make money, it's 1,000 people buying $100 worth of their own products. So, you know, products that they would automatically sort of buy already. So like their laundry detergent, their dish soap, their makeup, their skincare, their hair care, all of those things, $100 worth a month, okay? So instead of spending that at the local supermarket, you're just buying it. Best of all, it's natural and healthy and no nasty chemicals. And those 1,000 people doing that actually is where you get the $100,000 from. So I have a question. So before I explain about compounding. Compounding, you might remember from school, but if you don't, we're going to cover it again. So would you rather have $1 million today? So if I said to you, here you go, you can have $1 million today, or you can have 1 cent, or the equivalent of a penny if you're in the USA, doubled every day for 30 days. Which would you choose? All right. Now, most people say the $1 million today, because how are you ever going to make any money if you just get a penny or 1 cent doubled every day? But this is actually what happens over 30 days, okay? So by day 28, you would already have more money than the $1 million, because what happens is it doubles every day. So 1 cent to 2 cent to 4 cent to 8 cents to 16 cents, and you get the picture, but basically it's doubling every day. So this is actually a great illustration of how compounding works. And compounding is how network marketing works. We tell one person who then tells, they tell people, and they tell people, and they tell people, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Until you've got more people in your team. So, for example, you tell 2 people, 2 of your friends, maybe you tell your sister and your mum, and then they tell their best girlfriend and their neighbour, and it goes on. So 2 people becomes 4 people, becomes 8 people, becomes 16 people. Soon you've got 30 people that are buying the products each month. Or hypothetically, if you tell 3 people, it goes 3, 9, 27, up to 120 people. And obviously this goes on, but this is how you build a community of people who are loving the products. So maybe you tell 4 people, and 4 people become 16, 64, 256, and 340. And then you've got 340 people in your team. I often hear people say that they can't do network marketing because they don't know enough people. They think they have to know that 340 people down there at the bottom. But the thing is, you don't. You actually, you know, in some cases in this business, all you had to know was the 4 people originally who knew 4 people, who knew 4 people, who knew 4 people. So how do we make money in network marketing? So if the 340 people that came from the original 4 each order their $100 worth of products themselves, they're not selling anything, they're just ordering their $100 worth of products, that becomes $34,000 worth of sales. Now, Young Living pay you a percentage of that 34,000. So the average commission is around 7%, because there's lots of different bonuses and things that come into play here. So if we work it on the average commission of 7%, 7% of 340,000 is actually $2,380. So hypothetically, if every one of these people, the 340, places their order every month, because every month they need to order some dish soap, some laundry soap, some hair care, some supplements, some essential oils, whatever it is, then every month you will be paid that $2,380 a month. And that's what we actually call residual income. It's not linear income. Like often people say, oh, I don't want to, you know, if I wanted to earn more income, I'd just go and drive for Uber, or I'd just pack the shelves at the local supermarket. That's linear income. That's where you're trading hours for dollars. We're not talking about that. We're talking about building something up front, sharing with the 4 people and teaching those people to share with 4 people and teaching those people and so on. And that's where you get residual income. So what would you do with an extra $2,380 each month? Like, what would that mean for your family? What kinds of things would you be able to do? So you might also hear the term asset income instead of the term residual income. They're the same thing. Residual income is more like a traditional name. But basically, as I said, it's where you build something once and you continue to get paid for it. So another example of residual income or asset income is something like a rental property, where you go out and you buy the house or the unit or the flat or whatever, and you rent it out and you continue to get paid each week when the tenants pay their rent. That is residual income. Or maybe you invest money in a fixed term deposit, although at the moment, we all know that you're not getting very much money on a fixed term deposit. You wouldn't be getting that 7% that we get as commission in Young Living. You would be getting more like, you know, maybe 1 to 2% at the moment on a fixed, or it depends how long I guess you've got it invested for. But you would be paid the interest, and that is a residual income or asset income. Think about how much you would have to have in an investment account to be paid $2,380 a month. Maybe you've got shares. Maybe you've put your money in shares and you're paid a dividend. That's another example of a residual income. The difference between those kinds of residual income and network marketing is you actually have to have a lump sum upfront to invest in those kinds of things. Whereas with network marketing, it's your time, and your asset is actually your network, the people that you know, how many people you know, how much you love the products and are able to share with other people. That is where your asset comes from. And so the thing is, with network marketing, you work hard for a few years, but once you've built that asset income, you're paid the commission on an ongoing basis. Now, I just want to say that this isn't a get rich quick scheme or any kind of scam. You do actually have to work hard, and you have to work consistently over time to ensure success. And it's what we call the 4-year career. And Richard Blissbrook has actually written about this if you want to go and look it up, for the 4-year career. It's where you work hard for 4 years, or, you know, if you do it part-time, maybe it's 8 years, whatever it is. But you work harder than most people are prepared to work in their everyday jobs. However, another perk of this business is that you can do it part-time around your work or family, which is what I did. I took a lot longer because I already had a full-time government job and I had 2 babies. So I had to, you know, work in the fringe hours when my babies go to sleep. But the thing is, this business actually gave me a life that I've designed. It's given me the ability to work from home, work for myself. And the thing is that, you know, most people never actually get this. In fact, less than 1% of people who join Young Living make it to the top rank of Royal Crown Diamond. But the average Royal Crown Diamond is paid $150,000 a month. That's more than what I earn in my government job in a year. And that's what they earn in a month. And you can see that if you look up that income disclosure statement at www.youngliving.com/IDS. So let me ask you, are you a 1%er who is going to go all the way, or are you a 99%er who is going to probably end up working for the 1%ers? I say shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you might just hit the moon on the way back down. So if you check out that income disclosure statement, you'll see that the moon is actually pretty good too, even if you don't get all the way to the top. All right, this is a Young Living farm in Ecuador. And I was lucky enough to visit this farm 2 years ago. So maybe you're not motivated by money. And in the beginning, I wasn't either. For me, it was the overseas travel incentives that actually motivated me, because I already had a government job and, you know, I didn't understand how residual income works. But I heard about these overseas trips and I was like, yep, I want to go to places like Ecuador. I'd never been to South America. So they actually fly you and a friend here to visit this Ecuador farm on an all expenses paid trip when you make it to the level of platinum. And you can see where platinum is on the income disclosure statement. When you get to silver, they fly you to Mona in Utah to visit one of their farms there. Gold, you get to go to Spokane, Washington to visit another farm. And diamonds actually get an annual trip every year to an amazing destination somewhere different each year all over the world. So, you know, it's a pretty good incentive, just the travel alone. Maybe you're motivated by giving back. This is actually a school in Chongqing, Ecuador, the place where that Young Living farm was. Can you believe that children actually went here? They were expected to go here every day and learn. Well, not anymore. This is the new school that Young Living built right next door to the farm, and it's for the students of Chongqing, Ecuador. And the thing is, when you reach platinum, you get to go to this school and meet the students and the teachers and things like that. It's a reward for all your, you know, your time and your hard work. And with Young Living, you do feel a sense of purpose. We actually sponsor a young girl who goes here, and you can go to visit this school on a service trip, and you can actually give back. And as Mary Young, the CEO of Young Living, says, money in the hands of good people does good things. So isn't it time that more good people had money so they can actually do good things?
Oh, definitely. That's the other thing, is it's really nice to be able to give back. You know, so who do you know? The things about business is that we don't do it by ourselves. We invite others to join in with us. So who do you know? Who is it? Yoga teacher, like we went through before, massage therapist, your hairdresser, chiropractor, personal trainer, teacher, social media influencer, stay-at-home mum, school, homeschooling. Does this sound like it would be for you? If so, the first step is to try the products so you can fall in love with them and begin sharing them.
So here are a couple of ways that you can get started, but the best way to get started is with one of the starter bundles, and that's because it's actually half price. Would you believe that right now you can get 50% off these products in this starter bundle? 50% off the price if you were to buy them individually. That's right. So if you bought all of them, all 12 of the oils and the diffuser and all the other things that come with this, it would cost you over $600. But that's not what you're going to pay today. So you get your choice of a diffuser, and you know, depending on your taste or your budget, the one shown here is the Lantern diffuser, plus 12 of the most common essential oils. It's kind of like what I call the first aid kit of essential oils. You know, the things that you would use on a regular basis. I won't go into how to use them today because there's hundreds of uses, and we actually give you a handy welcome book that runs you through each of these, and we have Oily Boot Camp and lots of other ways that you can learn to use the oils. But you do get 5 mils of lavender, peppermint, lemon, frankincense, orange, Panaway Thieves, Digize, Peace and Calming, Bella, Stress Away, and RC. RC is like my winter oil. It's so amazing.
Oh, it's the best first aid kit, isn't it? That whole package there.
Yeah. You also get a Thieves hand sanitizer, 2 little roller fitments, some samples of the goji berry energy drink, I call it, called Ninja Red. So it's an amazing starter bundle. And these start at $269 depending on which diffuser you get. So this Lantern one is $272. So it's like $3 more or something to get that Lantern as opposed to the Desert Mist or the Dewdrop. But you get to choose. Or maybe you want to get rid of the chemicals out of your home, and that's where you want to start. So you could start with the Healthy Homes Kit, which has a whole heap of essential oils. It has the Desert Mist diffuser, you can see kind of in the background. Has a lemon peppermint purification Thieves household cleaner. Oh my gosh, you really need to try the Thieves household cleaner. You can make a 300 ml spray bottle of the Thieves cleaner for around 94 cents. It's so super cheap. If you're not washing your fruits and veggies already, you know, you'll totally notice the difference of, you know, your broccoli, your grapes, your blueberries, all of those things when you get rid of the chemicals off them. Not only do they taste better, but they last longer, and the color difference is amazing. Maybe, you know, the laundry soap, the dish soap, all those things that we talked about that you would normally buy at the supermarket. Instead, you would replace them by getting a monthly order from Young Living, and this kit comes at $2.99. Now, you wouldn't need to replace all of these things every month because, you know, like the Desert Mist diffuser, you only need to get one of those. Well, you know, maybe you need one in every house like I have, but to start off with, you're only going to get one. And, you know, your essential oils probably are going to last you a while as well. So, you know, maybe it's just the cleaner, the laundry soap, things like that you're going to be replacing on a regular basis. Or you can even customize your enrollment order. So choose some products that you'd really like. You choose 100 points, or PVs, what Young Living calls it, and from their extensive range, like they seriously have, I don't know, like 500 products or something like that.
You could get started just with the makeup, you know.
Good. Or the skincare.
Yeah.
And you qualify for a free wholesale account, which saves you 24% off all future purchases. So this kit here is another great way to get started if you're looking at ditching and switching those nasty chemicals. It's called the Nature's Essentials Bundle, and it's got some of the great Thieves products that we've talked about. And best of all, this one's actually only $199. So, you know, this is kind of like a year's worth of cleaning. I say declutter your cleaning cupboard with this, because that Thieves cleaner can be used for everything. Cleaning the floors, floors, the walls, the windows, the bath, the shower, the benches,
Yeah.
you name it. So you've got one product instead of a whole lot underneath your bathroom sink or your kitchen sink.
And when you get started with either like Kim or myself, not only you get these great deals on the bundles, but you'll also, which you get at wholesale price, you'll also get our team welcome pack. Now, Kim does a welcome pack like this one in the picture, and I do one very similar with a little oil holder. So each of us is customized to your individual needs. We want to help you fall in love with all the products and like amp up your knowledge and feel confident, and most importantly, genuinely want to share them with your friends. We also offer great business mentorship programs with resources, online training, support to help you kickstart this income option as quickly as you'd like to. They even have rewards programs called Essential Rewards. Now, most of us that love on the products buy we just don't go down the supermarket aisles of any of those nasties anymore, any of the beauty product aisles, the cleaning product aisles, because we just use our Essential Rewards each month and top our cleaning products up and home care products. This is where you'll get points each month on your order to use for free products of your choice. There's also perks like cheaper shipping, exclusive packs that are a bit cheaper, and monthly promos to make sure that when you check out, that when you get started too. When I was going to order each month and try out products you were sharing, then you might like as well to get all the perks, right? Why wouldn't you want to get all those perks?
So thank you so much for taking a look at the income option that Young Living actually offers. We certainly hope it's for you and look forward to welcoming and mentoring you. But if it's not, then that's okay too. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll actually stay on the line now to answer any questions anyone may have. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.